Hi guys.
Hi. Hi,
Hi,
Christina. How are
Christina.
you?
I am well. How are you?
Good,
I'm
thank
doing all
you.
right, thank you.
I'm sure you hear it a lot at this point, but I absolutely love the show. I also have to admit that as someone who is not a sports fan at all, I was literally dragged into watching the show because I was convinced I would hate it. And I fell in love with it. It just keeps getting better. I love the episodes I've seen this season. So thank you for
Ah,
winning
great.
me over.
Thank you so much, Christina. Really glad you like the season two stuff you've seen. That's cool.
I'm curious, does the optimism of this show rub off on any of the cynicism you might have in your own life? Does it become infectious?
Yes, undeniably a huge yes. Yeah. I mean, it was apparent when we were making season one that it was affecting us and becoming a part of our everyday life in ways that I don't know, weren't even aware that it wasn't there. You know what I mean? And then you're suddenly like, wow, I'm being kind of person to everybody, including myself, which that was a kind of whoa moment for me. Um, yeah, it was definitely contagious.
I think everyone wants to be better because of making Ted Lasso, and the way we make it, we often sometimes we're making a decision, and it is almost literally like, what would Ted Lasso do? And we're like, well, the best way of doing it is this, and that's how we will then
Mm.
make that thing.
Yeah, I mean, anybody I know that tells me they're having a bad day or a bad week, my first response is always, "Have you watched Ted Lasso yet? Because you might want to try
Oh,
that." Because
That's
it
so
just makes
nice.
you feel better.
love
That's
that.
great.
Well,
That's
Brett,
so cool.
I still can't get over Bill Lawrence suggesting that you play Higgins. I mean, that seems crazy, especially now that we've seen the show. So, did you
It's
ever
mad, isn't it?
seriously actually consider
No,
taking that role?
no. I thought to be fair to Bill Lawrence, that was at the point where Higgins hadn't been fully formulated as a character. I think that Bill was like, you could play the bumbling English guy character. I think was sort of it. But the truth is, when we saw Jeremy Swift's casting tape, he got the part of Higgins before he'd finished introducing himself on that tape. He literally was like, "Hello, I'm Jeremy Swift," did a funny noise, and we were like, "That's Higgins." We didn't even have to see the scenes. So I never really took it seriously that I was an option for Higgins. But I think Bill was just trying to uh, trick me into thinking I could get a part in this show.
Do you
Little
know?
did he know.
Do you know? Keely really embraces her ambition this season, which is nice to see. I mean, she's been doing that. So, what do you enjoy about getting to play that? How empowering does that feel to get to play someone who is embracing their ambition?
Oh, it's so great because she does it with such conviction and such a genuine heart. And she's like, almost like a childlike quality about it because she's had the encouragement of this woman, Rebecca, who's played by obviously the extraordinary Hannah Waddingham, who in my real life has completely blown my mind. And Keely, her mind is blown by Rebecca too, and their friendship and the encouragement that she's been given by this woman that she looks up to and thinks is truly an inspiration. And so then to kind of have that fire behind you and also to be excited about this new opportunity, like it feels like she's got the support around her to go and get it. And at the same time, yeah, she's excited and she's like hungry for it. But at the same time, because there's this slightly childlike quality about her, she's not afraid to try things with all of her because if it goes wrong, she'll figure that out later. She also has a very lovely boyfriend that I think could help pick up the pieces if she really fell flat on her face.
I love that these two are not only intimate with each other, but they're not afraid to actually have a conversation about it and about what works for them. Is it refreshing to play and explore a relationship dynamic where the two people in it actually care enough about having those conversations and talking about what actually makes them happy?
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. Next question. No, yes, it's a real look. I cannot. I think it's almost probably boring to hear how much I love doing scenes with Gino, and getting to play this relationship is it was really magic. Like I love it, and
Me too.
and I
And I
think
think that's why it works. We're very invested. You jump, I jump, babe.
Oh, but Roy obviously swears a lot, but it almost seems kind of like a term of endearment for him because
thank you. You get it, Christina.
he's passionate whenever he's talking about something that he's swearing more about. So does that
Yeah.
feel like a fair assessment of his relationship with swearing? Is it when he's more passionate about something?
Look, Roy's relationship with swearing is the same as my relationship with swearing. It comes from love. There's
It's like
ways of
breathing.
swearing. Yeah, it's how he expresses all his love and emotions, and I think something I think that is kind of amazing about Ted Lasso, which we didn't know if it would work, but I think is funny when you think about it, that it's quite unique in that it seems to be, from the responses we're getting, it's a show that people watch with their families. Like I think there's an element of it that feels like a very warm family show, but it's got a shit ton of swearing in it and a shit ton of sex stuff in it. It's a real mix of stuff that I'm surprised how many people go, yeah, I watch it with my kids, and I'm like, great. I don't see why not, other than the relentless fucking swearing and sex and dark stuff. But yeah, I love it.
Jason has talked about a very clear 3-season arc for this show, and that the show has always meant to be 3 seasons. So if that is ultimately the case and you only have 1 season left, has that reality actually set in?
No.
I think we're all in denial of it. I think if it was up to us, it would run for 30 seasons and we'd never stop doing this, because I think we love making it so much. But I do know the I can't really say. I know the concept of the 3-season plan, at least in theory.
Juno,
I don't. So
Juno, you mentioned the relationship between Keeley and Rebecca, and it is such a great part of the show. What is the most valuable thing you think Rebecca has taught Keeley, and what do you think is the most valuable thing Keeley has taught Rebecca?
I think Rebecca is the first woman in Keeley's life to really, really say, "You got a good little brain on you, girl. Go forth and use it, because you could be doing this PR stuff and you really understand people and understand how to make people feel good about themselves, and you're really savvy, and you're more than just famous for being almost famous." And I really think that Rebecca is the first woman to do that for Keeley, and I think that Keeley shows Rebecca that she just loves her, and that Rebecca, even when she's feeling fragile or uncomfortable in her skin and alone and maybe even a little fearful, that she's perfect that way, and that she needs to own each moment because she's an extraordinary creature.
Is there an aspect for each of you in your characters that you wish you had?
I wish I had as much hair as Keeley.
I wish I had as much chest hair as Roy, but we have to put that wig on every day.
Mine's not. I would also not mind for cup sizes up too. That'd be great. But no, I mean, she's become a part of my life. I love her so much. I love her so much, and I feel like I'm a more, I don't know, multicolored person for having to get for getting to play her.
As for Roy, I love playing Roy, and I wish I had less of a. I mean, I'm working on it. I wish I had less of a care of what people thought of me, so that I could be more like Roy.
You just have to growl at them, so then they will leave you alone.
Okay. That's good advice, Christina.
Well, thank you guys so much. I love the show. I love both of you. Your characters are fantastic. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina. It
you
was really
so
nice
much.
to meet you. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you.